The other day, I got blamed by a customer for this in a DoorDash order. But does DoorDash actually care that the driver is actually in the right? I was right. And the customer was absolutely wrong. You can probably relate because most times DoorDash takes the side of the customer. Well, almost always. And you still end up with that 1 star rating, and then you have to call support, and you hate calling support, and then you have to talk to them, and you have to get it removed because you did everything right. It's a process, right? What if I told you for once I didn't have to do a darn thing because for once DoorDash actually did the right thing by the driver? Are you surprised? Because I know I am. Now, I've been on the DoorDash app for over 6 years and over 16,000 deliveries. And I can't remember a time that DoorDash did something to actually help the driver. That's why I was so shocked. I talk many negative things about DoorDash, their business practices, how they work their app, how they do their updates. And for once, this is actually positive. How can that actually be possible? How can that even be possible? Well, I'm going to go into my customer story and what I supposedly did to deserve a 1 star rating. Why did DoorDash actually remove it? And was this a one-time thing, or will we see more of this in the near future? Okay, so here is my DoorDash customer story. So I did a shop. It was 2 shops. Got through the whole thing. And of course, my very last item, they didn't have it. So I hit substitution. Okay, no big deal. And they didn't have a substitution. And it was powdered milk for like an infant toddler. So I notified the customer through the app, the automated message, that the item was out of stock. I personally didn't see anything comparable to it, so I waited, even though it was my last order. I waited probably about 2 to 3 minutes, and I didn't close out the order until I was like almost ready to check out. That's how long I actually waited. So maybe 5 minutes. Anyway, I waited a good amount of time for the customer response. So no response from the customer whatsoever. No big deal. Just refund it, right? That's what you're supposed to do. I checked out. I am getting into the car, put the groceries away, and this lady, first of all, she only ordered like 10 items, and this was one of 10 items. She's like blowing up my phone with messages. And I don't know whether she was just delayed. She didn't think to check her phone, but she was checking her phone. Now, with DoorDash, you get a notification on the customer side that your shopper has checked out or it's on its way. They actually give you the messages of where the shopper is in the process, right? So this customer is blowing up my phone. Make sure you deliver it to the correct address. My address is blank. Make sure it's on the front of my porch because a dasher has not gotten it right before. Like literally message after message. Oh my goodness. So I said, no problem. I know your complex. It was apartment complex. I've been there several times. I said, no problem. I'm on my way. I know where your apartment is. I'll make sure it's at the correct door. End of story, right? One short, simple sentence. I always say, keep it short and simple. The customer keeps blowing up my phone as I'm driving. I didn't even pay attention at that point. I did my part in everything I was supposed to. So I get to the customer's address. I put it in front of the correct door. I take a picture of it to ensure that the apartment number is right in the picture, so there's no guessing, and this customer cannot report it wasn't delivered. That's where I felt like this was going. That's not it. I get back into the car. Customer texts me, I really wanted that powder milk. Why don't I have the powder milk? I'm like, oh my God. I didn't even respond at that point. Guys, take it from me. Less response is the best way to go when you're dealing with a customer who is extra. In this case, this customer was extra. Only thing I was kept thinking, I'm like, well, lady, if you were available to chat with me as I was actually doing your shop, you probably would have had some kind of substitution that you personally wanted, because I would have listened to what you would have texted me, but she didn't. So I ended I ended the order. No big deal, carried on. So the next morning, what do? I woke up to a 1-star rating, and I'm like, I knew it was coming. You ever just know? And this is what I talk about with 1-star ratings a lot. I talk about customers, and that when something goes haywire or wrong in an order, like it's going to be that customer. So I'm thinking, okay, by the end of the day, I'm going to have to call support and get it removed, because I did nothing wrong on my end. Item wasn't available. You didn't respond. Refunded the item. I would rather refund an item than get something for a customer that they absolutely did not want. And I probably still would have gotten a 1-star rating regardless. So I am in the middle of my morning afternoon shift, and I'm like, okay, I'll call support as soon as the shift is done. And I get this message right here. Look at that. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen this before. So have you guys ever gotten a 1-star or a bad rating removed from DoorDash? I don't think I've ever had one removed without me actually calling support to have it removed. I was shocked. Yeah. So this is what it said. We noticed that you recently received an unfair customer rating for reasons out of your control. We removed this from impacting your overall customer rating. Go DoorDash. I was like, I don't have to call support now. You actually saved me time. DoorDash actually did something to help the driver. Look at this, guys. I'm telling ya, this is actually a good upgrade from me having to call support. I didn't think DoorDash actually did this, but I'll take it. Why did DoorDash remove it? Beats the crap out of me, but I'm very happy they did. Like I said, maybe it's AI generated and they went through 1-star ratings just to see if they were legit from the customer. I always said, though, whenever a customer gives a 1-star rating, and I've said this for years, they should have to write some kind of verbiage on why they gave the driver a 1-star rating to see if it actually jives with exactly what happens. But if a human reviewed it, even though I doubt it, but if a human reviewed it, thank you, DoorDash, and whatever human reviewed this rating and saved me time in the long run. So is this a permanent feature on the DoorDash app? I don't know. You have to let me know. Have you seen this? Do you like it? Because I feel like if this is a permanent thing, it saves drivers a lot of time and energy having to call support, and then it saves support a lot of phone calls from Dashers calling to have their 1-star ratings removed because they're absolutely unfair. I think this is a step in the right direction, and I hope for our sake and also for DoorDash's sake that this is something that we'll actually see more of in the near future. So, I'm going to say for you to be on the lookout. If you get a 1-star rating, look at your alerts to see if DoorDash removes it before you actually call, and it might save you some time and some energy and some aggravation when you have to call dreaded support. So what do you think about this? Do you like it? Do you think that this actually shows DoorDash might actually be on the side of the Dasher? Do you think it's going to be a permanent thing? Let me know in the comments. I recently did a video that drivers should do this if they get a 1-star rating. Well, you're going to want to check this video out next, and I'll see you over there.